The Art of Decision-Making: How to Make Smart Choices Fast. Written and published by Sonic Digest. Decisions are the lifeblood of progress. Every moment, every choice carries the potential to set a course toward new opportunities or entrenched paths. Yet within this constant tide of decisions lies a paradox. While it is easy to become consumed by the weight of each step, it is the harmonious blend of deep thought and decisive action that shapes the journey. The mind, a magnificent instrument, has the power to contemplate, to analyze, to picture countless possibilities. It is a reservoir of intellect, creativity, and reason. Yet, without action, these qualities remain dormant, like seeds that never see sunlight. Action, on the other hand, propels us forward, creating ripples in the present that shape the future. But action without thoughtful consideration can lead to recklessness, decisions driven by impulse that may not stand the test of time. Balancing thought and action is not simply a skill, it is an art that must be honed through practice, reflection, and an unwavering commitment to growth. It requires knowing when to pause and when to leap, when to let intuition guide the way, and when to rely on reasoned judgment. Those who master this delicate dance are not only adept decision-makers, but are architects of their destiny, paving pathways that align with their deepest values and aspirations. In this journey, it is not about eliminating doubt or achieving certainty. It is about embracing the fluidity between contemplation and execution. It's about cultivating the awareness to discern when the mind has done its due diligence and when the heart must take the reins. Through this balance, we can harness the power of deliberate decision-making, creating outcomes that resonate with purpose and resilience. Understanding the nuances of this balance can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It can turn hesitation into clarity, stress into confidence, and fleeting thoughts into long-lasting impact. The true mastery of decision-making lies in the harmony of thought and action, a synergy that makes each choice not just a step, but a leap toward realizing potential. Chapter 1. The Pulse and Power of Decision. In every aspect of life, decisions hold the power to shape our reality, guiding us through paths both familiar and uncharted. They have the potential to open doors to opportunities, forge connections, and build the future we envision. Yet each decision, big or small, contains the seeds of its consequences. The energy we devote to our choices, the clarity with which we approach them, and the purpose we infuse into them directly impact their effectiveness. At their core, decisions are expressions of our values, beliefs, and priorities. They embody who we are and reflect our inner convictions. Each time we make a choice, we are acting in alignment with our understanding of the world and our place within it. In moments of significant decision, whether in career, relationships, or personal development, the stakes feel high, and the pressure to get it right can be overwhelming. However, the true essence of decision-making is not just about outcomes. It's about the act of stepping forward, regardless of certainty. Some decisions are impulsive, born from instinct and raw emotion. Others are deliberate, weighing pros and cons, consulting reason, and carefully evaluating potential outcomes. The art lies in knowing when to act swiftly and when to pause, trusting that inner sense that lies beyond logic and reason. To master decision-making is to build an awareness that does not shy away from discomfort, but welcomes it as a signal of growth and transformation. The ripple effect of our choices can be profound. A seemingly minor decision today can set a course that changes the trajectory of our entire life. Each choice contributes to the narrative we weave about ourselves and how we move forward. There is no playbook for perfect decision-making, but understanding that we hold the reins can be empowering. By recognizing that each decision is part of a continuous journey, we come to appreciate the skill of learning from mistakes and celebrating moments of insight. In moments of indecision, it is common to seek external validation or become paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. True mastery comes from developing an inner compass, one that discerns between fleeting distractions and lasting values. This means learning to silence the noise of doubt and to trust in the foundation built through experience and reflection. Decisions made with conviction resonate deeper and bring a sense of fulfillment that far outstrips the brief satisfaction of an easy or unexamined choice. The power of a decision lies not just in the act itself, but in the mindset that accompanies it. Embracing a perspective that values progress over perfection allows us to move forward without being stalled by fear of failure. While not all choices will lead to the desired outcome, the courage to make them propels us toward growth, resilience, and mastery. The choice to act, to be present in each moment of decision, redefines our potential. It is in this space between doubt and action that we uncover the true strength of decision-making, an ever-evolving practice of self-trust and inner clarity. Chapter 2. The Art of Simplifying Choices. In the fast-paced world we navigate daily, the ability to simplify choices stands as an essential skill. Complexity can overwhelm, cloud judgment, and stall progress, turning even the simplest decisions into arduous tasks. Simplifying choices is not about removing difficulty, but rather honing the ability to discern what matters most and acting on it with clarity and confidence. This skill is cultivated through intentional practices that foster a mindset of focus and precision. The first step in simplifying choices is understanding the power of limits. Setting boundaries and defining priorities creates a framework within which decisions can be made more readily. It is easy to become sidetracked by endless possibilities and options. However, recognizing that time and energy are finite resources helps direct attention toward what aligns with long-term goals and values. When choices are filtered through this lens, the noise of irrelevant factors falls away, and what truly matters rises to the surface. Simplifying choices also involves embracing the concept of good enough over perfection. Perfectionism can lead to paralysis, as the pursuit of flawless outcomes may result in endless deliberation and hesitation. Shifting the mindset from seeking the ideal to finding a suitable solution that meets the core need can free up mental energy and promote swift action. The idea is not to abandon thoroughness, but to recognize when a decision meets the necessary standards and is ready to be acted upon. Routine and structure can also play a vital role in simplifying the decision-making process. Establishing habitual responses to common situations removes the cognitive load of decision-making in moments where quick thinking is required. This practice streamlines processes and builds confidence over time. For example, creating set guidelines for choosing between options in personal or professional scenarios can make routine decisions automatic, allowing mental bandwidth to be reserved for more complex challenges. Clearing away mental clutter is another technique that aids in simplification. The mind, often overloaded with information, thrives on clarity and focus. Techniques such as mindful reflection or journaling help organize thoughts and prioritize what truly matters. In moments of indecision, taking a brief pause to assess priorities and remove unnecessary details can shift perspective and provide insight into what choice aligns best with objectives. The influence of external factors, such as advice from trusted sources or the use of frameworks, can also facilitate simplified decision-making. Yet, it is important to balance the input of others with the inner voice that reflects personal goals and values. Learning to discern constructive feedback from extraneous opinions empowers quicker decisions rooted in authenticity. By filtering advice through a personal lens, decisions can be made that are aligned with one's true purpose, rather than influenced by the expectations of others. Choosing simplicity often means saying no to options that do not align with core intentions. This requires the courage to let go of opportunities that may seem appealing, but do not contribute to the primary path forward. The act of focusing on what's essential builds a habit of saying no confidently, preserving time and energy for choices that matter. Developing a sense of trust in one's ability to make good decisions is also critical. Confidence can be cultivated by reflecting on past experiences, understanding the strengths brought to the decision-making process, and recognizing patterns of success. With each choice made, the capacity for future decisions becomes stronger. Through practice, the mind learns to sift through information, prioritize effectively, and act decisively. This resilience enhances with each deliberate step taken, reinforcing the belief that decisions can be made swiftly and well, even under pressure. Embracing imperfection as part of the process encourages an attitude that values progress over flawlessness. The freedom to make decisions without the weight of undue expectations allows for adaptability and growth. Simplifying choices is an ongoing practice, one that invites exploration, self-awareness, and a commitment to clarity. Chapter 3: Intuition and Insight. The power of intuition, often described as an innate sense of knowing without the involvement of conscious reasoning, holds profound significance in making decisions that resonate deeply with our true selves. Intuition is not merely a mystical or unexplainable force. It is the culmination of accumulated experiences, knowledge, and subconscious processing. Harnessing this ability involves trusting in one's inner guidance and recognizing the subtle signals the mind and body offer in moments of decision-making. Intuition acts as a silent advisor, drawing from a deep well of past encounters, learned patterns, and instinctual understanding. It is this inner wisdom that can cut through complex situations, offering clarity when logic alone may struggle. People who make the most confident decisions often report a feeling of knowing that transcends analytical thinking. This trust in oneself is built over time, through an openness to listen to the inner voice and to act on it, even when it defies conventional reasoning. Cognitive awareness complements intuition by ensuring that our decisions are not solely based on gut feeling, but also aligned with rational understanding. Being mindful of one's surroundings and tuning into subtle cues can sharpen intuitive responses. It involves slowing down to recognize when a feeling or thought is simply a fleeting emotion versus a signal that needs attention. This type of awareness enhances the ability to discern the right moment, to trust one's instincts, and when to seek additional information. One effective practice for honing intuition is through mindful observation. Pausing to reflect on experiences, noting how different situations have influenced emotions, and examining outcomes helps train the brain to make quicker and more accurate judgments in the future. When faced with a decision, asking reflective questions like, "What is my first instinct telling me?" and "How does this choice align with my values?" can unlock valuable insights. Creating a space for quiet contemplation and deep thinking also strengthens intuitive faculties. The noise of daily life can cloud the ability to connect with one's inner knowing. Activities like journaling, meditation, or spending time in nature provide moments where the mind can relax and allow insights to rise to the surface. This introspection nurtures an inner dialogue that becomes clearer over time, building trust in the guidance that comes from within. Listening to one's body is an often overlooked aspect of intuition. The body is attuned to emotions and responses that the mind may not fully register at first. A feeling of tightness in the chest, a sudden burst of energy, or a sense of peace can be indicators pointing towards or away from a particular path. Paying attention to these physical cues can guide decision-making with a depth that purely logical analysis may lack. Experienced decision-makers often note that the more they practice listening to their gut instincts and correlating them with cognitive insights, the more attuned they become to recognizing when a choice is right. It is this alignment between subconscious knowledge and conscious analysis that leads to decisions made with confidence. Developing a harmonious relationship between intuition and cognitive processes can transform decision-making into a more seamless and fluid process. The courage to act on intuition, especially when it contradicts conventional wisdom or external advice, sets apart those who lead with authenticity. It requires a willingness to navigate uncertainty and accept that not every decision will come with absolute certainty. The most impactful choices are often those made with a combination of instinctive clarity and logical reasoning, each reinforcing the other. By trusting in this dynamic partnership, individuals can unlock a powerful way to guide their path with wisdom and purpose. Chapter 4. Frameworks for Speed and Clarity. Speed and clarity in decision-making stem from having a systematic approach that simplifies complex choices. When decisions need to be made swiftly, relying on well-practiced frameworks can provide the guidance needed to maintain composure and choose effectively. One powerful approach is the 80-20 rule, which suggests focusing on the most impactful elements of a decision and dismissing less significant details. This strategy helps allocate attention to what truly matters, allowing for quicker and more decisive action. By identifying the core aspects of the issue at hand, it becomes easier to filter out noise and reach a conclusion that is well supported and immediate. Another method for swift decision-making is creating decision matrices. These matrices enable a clear comparison of multiple options by setting criteria that each choice is evaluated against. By assigning scores and weighting these criteria according to their importance, individuals can see which option consistently ranks highest. This structured approach not only speeds up the decision-making process, but also brings a higher level of transparency to the choices being made. Incorporating the use of heuristics or mental shortcuts can also facilitate rapid decision-making. Heuristics work by simplifying the problem-solving process based on prior experiences and known patterns. While not always perfect, these cognitive shortcuts can help make quick judgments that are often good enough to move forward without prolonged deliberation. Relying on heuristics can be especially useful in situations where there is limited time or when a decision needs to be made under pressure. Another strategic approach is the use of preset rules or guiding principles. Establishing a personal or organizational framework of core values and standards can provide an immediate reference point when a choice needs to be made. For example, if one's priority is to maintain ethical practices, any decision that aligns with this value is automatically favored. This method reduces ambiguity and acts as an anchor for consistent, rapid decision-making. The practice of scenario planning also supports clear and quick decision-making by visualizing potential outcomes of different choices ahead of time. By considering the possible consequences, both positive and negative, individuals and teams can better prepare themselves for any scenario and respond with clarity when faced with actual choices. This foresight allows for the anticipation of obstacles and a readiness to adapt swiftly as situations evolve. Mind mapping is another technique that enhances the ability to see a problem from different angles. By visually organizing information, one can quickly identify relationships between elements, spot trends, and connect ideas that might not be immediately obvious. This form of visualization promotes clearer thinking, aiding in decision-making by providing an overview that simplifies complex situations. The discipline of setting time limits for decisions is essential when aiming for speed. By consciously restricting the time spent on decision-making, the focus shifts from exhaustive deliberation to decisive action. This practice reduces the tendency to overthink and helps establish a rhythm that fosters quick and effective choices. A simple but effective practice is the art of prioritization. Learning to differentiate between urgent and important tasks can streamline decision-making by eliminating the less crucial matters that consume time. This type of discernment allows attention to remain on what will yield the most significant results, enabling a focus on outcomes rather than the process itself. To support decision-making with clarity, regular reflection and post-decision analysis are essential. Taking time to assess past decisions helps refine methods and builds confidence in future choices. With each iteration, decision-making skills become sharper, fostering a cycle of continuous improvement and greater speed. Embedding these structured techniques into daily practice not only aids in swift decision-making, but also strengthens the ability to make well-founded choices under pressure. The key is to find which strategies align with personal or organizational needs and adapt them to maximize effectiveness in varying situations. Chapter 5. Navigating Uncertainty. Uncertainty is a constant in life, and the ability to make confident choices despite it is a hallmark of effective decision-makers. The first step in navigating uncertainty is embracing the unknown as an inherent part of progress. Great leaders and visionaries have long recognized that while predictability offers comfort, it is in the realm of uncertainty that innovation and growth occur. To thrive in this environment, it is crucial to develop the mindset that discomfort and unpredictability are not obstacles but opportunities. A critical element of navigating uncertainty is cultivating resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding setbacks, but rather the capacity to recover from them and adapt. This trait allows individuals to maintain focus and composure when the path forward is unclear. To build resilience, it is important to face small challenges regularly and learn from them. Over time, these experiences sharpen the ability to respond calmly to larger uncertainties, turning potential fears into sources of strength. Another strategy involves expanding the scope of perspective. When faced with ambiguity, it is easy to become fixated on immediate outcomes. Taking a step back and examining the situation from a broader viewpoint can reveal new options and help identify potential paths forward. This broader perspective can be achieved through seeking diverse opinions, engaging in discussions with people who bring different insights, or taking moments to reflect in solitude. The art of compartmentalizing emotions is also valuable in managing the fear of failure. Fear can cloud judgment and prevent decisive action. By understanding that emotions can be powerful, yet not always reliable indicators of reality, individuals can learn to separate their emotional responses from their logical thinking. Practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment can help one observe fear without letting it control decision-making. When uncertainty is heightened, it can be helpful to rely on well-established guiding principles or core values. These anchors provide clarity and help sift through choices when options are numerous or confusing. Whether it is a personal commitment to integrity or a professional dedication to excellence, principles offer a solid foundation on which to build decisions. This approach provides confidence that choices align with long-term values, reducing the stress of immediate outcomes. Experimentation and calculated risk-taking are integral components of navigating uncertainty. Recognizing that not every decision will have a guaranteed positive outcome allows one to embrace a mindset that views potential failures as stepping stones to eventual success. Taking deliberate actions, analyzing results, and adjusting strategies creates a loop of learning and refinement. This process of trial and feedback helps reduce fear over time as one becomes accustomed to the unpredictability of outcomes. Developing strong decision-making frameworks can also ease the burden of uncertainty. Structured methods, such as cost-benefit analyses or impact assessments, provide a way to weigh the pros and cons without succumbing to indecision. These frameworks not only promote rational thinking, but also reveal the trade-offs involved, enabling a more grounded approach to uncertainty. Lastly, acceptance of imperfection is key. No decision can ever be 100% correct or risk-free. Accepting that mistakes are part of the learning process allows individuals to move forward without being paralyzed by the fear of failure. This acceptance fosters courage, the willingness to take the next step, even without certainty of the outcome. With each choice made, regardless of the result, the ability to navigate future uncertainties becomes stronger, instilling a lasting confidence that drives growth and achievement. Chapter 6. The discipline of practice and reflection. Mastering decision-making is not an inherent trait. It is an acquired skill honed through consistent practice and deliberate reflection. The journey to becoming a proficient decision-maker is rooted in the willingness to engage with decisions regularly, regardless of their perceived significance. Each choice, big or small, is an opportunity to refine one's thinking process and approach to problem-solving. Repetition is a cornerstone of practice. Just as athletes perfect their movements through repeated drills, decision-makers improve their judgment by putting themselves in situations that require choices. This can take the form of simulations, thought exercises, or real-world scenarios where decisions must be made under varying levels of pressure. The more frequently one engages in decision-making, the more familiar they become with their own thought patterns and potential biases, paving the way for more intuitive and effective choices. Reflection is the companion to practice, providing the insight needed to transform experience into knowledge. After a decision has been made, taking the time to evaluate the outcome is essential. Reflection is not solely about identifying mistakes, but also recognizing what went well. This process helps to build a balanced understanding of one's decision-making strengths and weaknesses. By analyzing the thought process leading to each decision and comparing the expected and actual outcomes, individuals can uncover hidden patterns and insights that inform future choices. One effective method for integrating practice and reflection is through journaling. Keeping a decision-making journal allows one to document the details of each decision, including the context, reasoning, emotions, and final result. Over time, patterns emerge, revealing tendencies such as impulsive reactions or the tendency to overanalyze. This self-awareness is crucial for personal growth, as it enables one to pinpoint which habits contribute positively and which hinder progress. Feedback from others also plays a significant role in sharpening decision-making skills. Whether it is seeking advice from mentors, discussing choices with colleagues, or engaging in peer review, external perspectives can shed light on blind spots and offer alternative viewpoints. Constructive feedback provides a balanced lens through which to assess decisions and enhances the learning process. Another powerful practice is to expose oneself to a variety of decision-making scenarios. This can be achieved by stepping out of comfort zones and tackling challenges that differ from routine experiences. These diverse situations promote adaptability and the ability to approach problems from multiple angles. A broad range of experiences, not only tests one's decision-making skills, but also reinforces the importance of remaining flexible and open-minded when confronted with new circumstances. To deepen the discipline of practice and reflection, it is beneficial to study the decisions made by accomplished individuals in various fields. Observing their strategic thinking and the rationale behind their choices can inspire new approaches and broaden one's toolkit. This doesn't mean copying decisions, but rather understanding the principles that guided them and adapting those principles to suit personal styles. Embracing a mindset that values continuous learning helps build resilience against setbacks. When a decision does not yield the desired outcome, instead of dwelling on failure, viewing it as an essential part of the learning curve fosters growth. Resilience nurtures the ability to move forward with increased insight, carrying lessons learned without being paralyzed by fear or regret. In the pursuit of skillful decision-making, establishing clear objectives and maintaining discipline in evaluating choices are essential. This discipline involves setting goals for reflection, such as identifying 3 key takeaways from each significant decision made. By consistently applying this approach, decision-making evolves from a simple action into a refined skill that becomes second nature. The path to mastering decision-making is marked by dedication to practice, honest reflection, and the courage to adapt. Over time, these efforts coalesce into a deep-seated proficiency, allowing one to make smart, informed choices even in the face of complexity and uncertainty. Chapter 7. Balancing Thought and Action. The ability to make swift yet informed decisions is often the hallmark of effective leaders and accomplished individuals. The art lies not just in quick judgment, but in harmonizing the speed of action with the depth of thought. A well-rounded decision-making process starts with an understanding that both over-analysis and impulsive choices can lead to mistakes. To master the delicate balance, one must learn to navigate the space between deliberation and immediate response. Reflecting on the mindset of great decision-makers reveals common traits. They maintain a calm and clear-headed approach that allows them to gauge their environment, adapt swiftly to changing circumstances, and act without hesitation when needed. This does not mean disregarding careful analysis. Rather, it implies honing the ability to transition seamlessly between thoughtful consideration and decisive action. The true skill lies in recognizing when a moment requires thorough evaluation and when it calls for bold, rapid movement. Training the mind to find this equilibrium involves embracing an adaptable thought process. To respond effectively, one must develop the mental discipline to filter through the noise, prioritize the most pertinent information, and disregard distractions. Establishing a structured approach, where preliminary steps allow for initial insights and subsequent stages are reserved for quick judgments, can ensure that actions align with long-term goals. Instincts often play a significant role in balancing thought and action. While intuitive decision-making is valuable, it must be tempered with reason and experience to prevent impulsive choices that could result in unanticipated consequences. Great leaders know how to fine-tune their instincts through practice, enabling them to trust their gut without abandoning rational thought. By observing the outcomes of their decisions and adjusting their internal process, they build a system where reflexes are guided by a well-prepared mind. In high-stakes situations, the ability to quickly shift from a reflective state to an active one can be the deciding factor between success and failure. The mind must be trained to assess, recalibrate, and proceed without succumbing to the pressure of perfection. Learning to be comfortable with making a choice that may not be flawless but still serves progress is crucial. Many of the world's most influential figures were known for their ability to take action amid uncertainty, a skill that came from years of refining their mental approach and balancing thoughtful analysis with the confidence to act. Ultimately, the pursuit of mastery in decision-making involves understanding that thought and action are not opposing forces but complementary elements. A decision that is well thought out and quickly executed has a power that transcends hesitant or rushed actions. By fostering this balance, individuals can respond to challenges with precision and poise, adapting as situations evolve while maintaining the momentum necessary for progress. Conclusion: the journey of mastering decision-making is not one marked by sudden realizations, but by a series of moments where choices are made, refined, and revisited. Every decision carries its own weight, but with practice, understanding, and the willingness to embrace both success and failure, the art of decision-making transforms from an intimidating task into a strategic advantage. The ability to navigate through complexity, trust your instincts, and act with clarity is cultivated over time and becomes an essential part of who you are. This process is a testament to the value of thoughtful action and mindful reflection. It is in the balance between deliberate preparation and the courage to step into the unknown that true mastery emerges. Growth is found not just in making the right decisions, but in the resilience developed when things don't go as planned. The best decision-makers know that each choice enriches their understanding, reinforcing the skills that turn experience into wisdom. Embracing this path means becoming more aware of the underlying impulses that guide your choices, but also recognizing when those impulses need to be challenged. It means learning to sift through the noise and focus on what truly matters, moving beyond quick fixes and taking the time to make informed, confident decisions. When decisions are approached with intention and a balanced perspective, they lead to breakthroughs, whether in personal aspirations, professional endeavors, or the quiet moments that shape your days. As you step into the world with this newfound perspective, remember that decision-making is not a finite process, but an ongoing journey of growth and adaptation. With each choice, you carve out your path, shaping your future with the awareness that what you decide today can impact not just the outcome, but the way you move forward tomorrow.